Okay, so factors that determine your biotic potential. Well, that's the number of offspring per reproductive cycle. So how many babies can you bear? So for example, humans, we naturally have, maybe 1, 2, or 3, but normally only 1 birth per reproductive cycle. In comparison to like cats that can have 7 or 8 kittens per litter, or mice that can have like 10 to 12. So it's the number of offspring per reproductive cycle. Then we also have things that affect your biotic potential would be the number of offspring that can survive long enough to reproduce. So how many grow up to that age, okay? So for example, in humans, we would have, number would be really high, right? Like I would say the majority of babies born live to reproductive age, in comparison though to say mice, where many would die for predation, that sort of thing. So that's another thing. The number of reproductive cycles per lifetime. Well, humans can pretty much have 1 reproductive cycle every 9 months, in comparison to cats that can have it once every, I think it's like 2 months or something like this. So we can't have, like, as humans, we don't have as many reproductive cycles in our lifetime. The minimum and maximum ages of fertility, so when you can start having babies to when you're too old to have babies. So for this, things like animals, like we said, if we're going to use cats as an example, those guys, they mature quite quickly, right? I think it's like less than 2 years, and then they're at their reproductive age, so then they can reproduce until they die. In comparison though to humans, where we're not meeting reproductive age until we hit puberty at like 12, 13, 14, 15, and then we are, after that we're limited by menopause, which is in our 40s sometime. So that's an important thing too. So the length of reproductive cycle, so like we said, humans is 9 months, cats is just a few months. The time between reproductive cycles, so this is the fact that like humans, technically we could have them kind of back to back, but cats, they have a few weeks or months in between. And then your lifespan. So humans, we live for quite a significant amount of time in comparison to cats and dogs and mice.